Okay, hi everyone. I'm actually going to turn in pretty soon, but I wanted to make a video because I think I made some comments in the last two videos about something concerning, like our community of basically survivors and victims of abuse and yeah, how they have been actually infiltrated by very toxic people and narcissistic people. Okay, and if it's not narcissistic people, it's actually very much toxic and unhealed people. And what they're doing down in this community is that instead of actually helping us to get to where we want to be, like not triggered, okay, to be trigger free, or if not, at least able to get to a better state, emotionally, physically, financially, yeah, everything, okay, and even spiritually, that instead of doing so, they actually cause us to spiral downwards into this particular a deeper spiral. Okay, and some of the things that they've been doing, okay, I think the thing is this: because these people, they might or might not be aware of what they are doing, and even if they are aware, they have all the excuses and all the reasons to do so, and because of that, that makes them really really dangerous. Okay, so for example, I'm going to actually continue to point out certain things about what these people do. Okay, well, I think I named one of them. Okay, uh, that was one of the things, but that seems to be rather strange because based on what I noticed, especially with that one, okay, part of the so-called red flags, I don't think it's specific only just to her, but it seems to be symptomatic of something else within the this community, about whether what we can notice. And okay, one of the few things, okay, I'm talking, yeah, down here in this video I'm talking about the red flags. When we know that someone is not going to help you in like your whole journey out of narcissistic abuse, from the trauma, the PTSD, and instead they actually not just gaslight you, but they make you abandon. Okay, they try to actually stop you from actually going to see a therapist. Okay, and yes, I'm actually advocating therapy over life coaching. Okay, because I myself, I go for therapy instead of life coaching because you know what, I think that a lot of these life coaches or coaches are really scammers. Okay, they are not certified. Okay, a majority do not have psychology degrees or counseling degrees. At the least, you should have a counseling degree or psychology degree, but they don't. Okay, and instead of that, they do things like capitalize on our vulnerabilities and the fact that we are vulnerable, and they use this vulnerability to feed them for supply. Okay, so, and of course, if they have some good points, I'm not saying that they might not have some good points, but what happens is that when it becomes a kind of like a spiral downwards, to blame other people but to stop you from taking responsibility for your own healing, it is actually very dangerous. Okay, okay, I'm just go back to that whole thing with the person that I named in my last two videos. I noticed one thing about her, that not only was she extremely angry, and she claimed to have some kind of vendetta. Okay, I think she's very obvious about her, because one thing that she keep on claiming was that she claimed to be a so-called social justice warrior, someone fighting against misogyny, and that she's a feminist, and that this is going to actually liberate other women, and sometimes even men who are on their side. But unfortunately, this is not a very very socially constructive thing. It actually polarizes the whole community into this thing about woman versus man, and then on top of that, women becomes the victim, men the victimizer. It operates by a black and white thinking. Okay, and one thing is this: black and white thinking is one trait of narcissism. Okay, so yeah, unlike what we would think, okay, narcissists don't really, they don't really have a mind or heart that actually processes ambiguity very well. So, you know, in their whole mind, you are the villain, okay, and they are the victim, okay. This is what I meant by the so-called professional victim mentality. This is what narcissists are doing, and she herself was doing that as a so-called coach or expert, okay. And that's why, you know, like when I just started pointing out some things with her, and responding to her, but she stopped basically responding to whatever I said, and I knew that this stonewalling was intentional because she's now going off on a tangent, and she's trying to make polarize everything. Okay, and the second thing was this. She started, other than the whole thing about the agenda that she had, the so-called political agenda, she seemed to be extremely verbally abusive, verbally and emotional abusive, despite denying it. Who was she actually, attacking? I don't really get it, okay, because the first thing she was doing in her videos non-stop was that she attacked LGBT people, okay, LGBTQ people, claiming that the man that actually tried to hit on her were probably either closeted gay or instead of being bisexual or whatever. You know, the whole thing is this, okay, anyone who has studied anything about human sexuality will know that bisexuality, homosexuality, heterosexuality, or what are all this LGBT, all this so spectrum of orientation, okay, psychologically, this only applies to attraction, okay. So that's why, I mean, we have so many now, we have in our society, we have so many genders. It's so ridiculously confusing, but just to put that aside, okay, she claimed that men who were doing that to her, who harassed her, were secretly gay and whatever. It seems it's like one attack on a few people has now become a general sweeping statement, and the statements that she made were extremely homophobic, okay. I'm not part of that community. I can't say anything, but she was extremely vicious. And if you claim to be straight, why then are you so hung up about the LGBT community? You know, let people do what they want to do, okay? You do what you want to do, okay? But she was constantly attacking them, okay? So it doesn't make any sense until you realize maybe she's repressing certain issues that she has on her side, okay? So yeah, this is the thing. And then the next thing was her constant this is a very big red flag, okay, of unhealthy, you know, like behavior, and possibly the fact that these people might be narcissistic, okay. She constantly did it, name calling. Her name calling, okay, she doesn't name them directly, okay, but in all her videos and all her comments, if you actually followed her, I followed her for a while, I noticed that she has actually basically downplayed everyone who's in the industry in terms of counseling and psychology. And it's like, so these people are not the experts, even though they have had like a PhD in clinical psychology, and she is just an expert because she's the victim of narcissistic abuse or DV or whatever, okay. So I think that she has something in her own, you know, whatever that leads to her being like so disenfranchised towards psychologists. And I'm not saying that it's perfect, you know, no, there's no such thing called a perfect psychologist. And sometimes with therapists, you know that some therapists might have their own agenda, their own biases, their own flaws, okay. And of course, we know that there are some therapists who actually violate the code of conduct or professional conduct, okay. So they might end up having an affair. I mean with the clients, or if not with the clients, they might have an affair with the clients' other half, or their life partners, or their business partners, or whoever is causing the trauma. And you know, all this kind of undue emotional investments, these are where the therapists have actually ended up breaking the kind of the professional code of conduct. But the thing with her was that she was actually directly attacking all of them, making a lot of remarks like they're all lousy, they're all for drama, they are probably a narcissist, they are not strong on narcissists. I mean, it's one thing to say that this is your opinion, but she makes it like a big sweeping blanket statement that is the truth. Okay, that's not the truth. Okay, until you can back it up, okay, you are not going to be able to actually say anything. Okay, and I know this is one thing with her because she keeps on going down the rabbit hole of feminism, radical feminism, claiming that all men are actually predators. This was the one thing. She is extremely man-hating. Okay, so I think that basically she wants the whole world to hate men. Basically, man is evil. Okay, then you start on some particular live sessions. You find very surprising. If she hates men, let's think about it. God, okay, he incarnated as a man, not as a woman. Okay, as Jesus Christ. So you hate Jesus Christ? And then she claimed that people who are, what do you say, narcissists, they have this thing against Jesus Christ, blah, blah, blah. No, I think you're one of those people as well, okay? But this is the whole problem with people like that. They point fingers at everything, but they don't want to take responsibility for their own healing. Okay. Anyway, these are the few red flags that I think I noticed, okay? And I hope that I mean, no one falls prey for such people. You know, she used to charge money for coaching. I don't know if she still does that. It's pretty scary. I hate to think of anyone who becomes her client and ends up becoming like her. Okay, it's very, very toxic. Okay, and yeah, it's so ridiculous. And then she claims that people are threatening her over a few dollars. No, because you are actually cheating them of their money. Okay, doesn't matter how much it is. Okay, as long as you ask for money for things that you can't deliver, you are a cheat. Okay, so yeah, I'm saying out this outright. Not Poacher, you are really just man-hating misandries. Okay, and you know what, you can hate me all you want, you can attack me all you want, but you are a misandrist. Okay, until you have proven that you are not, okay, that you are not a narcissist, that you really do it for the good. Okay, I'm not standing corrected yet. Okay, but that said, you need to stop spiraling downwards and inwards, because you are on a spiral that shows that you really just want the whole world to be divided. Okay, you want it to be divided into man versus woman. Okay, and you have to sort out your own issues, because your own issues is that you hate men. Okay, you hate men, but you don't want to face it. Okay, and you know why? Even if you get a man who likes you, he will leave you alone, because you know why? You tell men to leave you alone. All men will leave you alone. Just not just even the bad guys, even the good guys will leave you alone. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's it anyway. Okay, I'm out. No more of all these toxic people. No more of these toxic so-called life coaches or experts. Okay, because they are not experts. They're just wannabes and probably narcissists or narcissistic people or unhealed toxic people infiltrating the community of people who want to really recover from abuse. Okay, bye bye.